we're here today with Rupal, and she has been in the market for almost 9 years in the Forex industry, and we're here today to pick her brains to find out a little bit more about CPI and the rates that have come out today. So can you explain a little bit for everyone what CPI is?
Thank you, Terry, for that introduction. Being in the market for so long, I monitor this data very keenly because it tells about the fundamental analysis of the markets. So data which line up during the day talk a lot about what's going to happen in the market. So key analysts predict data, they have a forecast, and major investors and traders look forward to this data, and there's a lot of volatility during the day when this kind of data releases. So today we had, like you rightly said, we had the Spain CPI data that came up. The forecast was 2.8% and it actually hit the forecast, but it was much lower than what was the predicted, the previous data. It was 3.4. So in a way it is good for the economy, and major of the volatility revolved around that time because it was around 11:30 UAE time. Yeah.
So you touched on it a little bit there, but what would you say that this effect would have on the market as an overview?
Absolutely. So like the name suggests, it is consumer price index. So this data is basically released from the perspective of a consumer, how he sees the pricing of certain goods and services, majorly into energy and food products. So if the consumer is saying that they find it a little cheaper when they purchase a packet of bread today than what it was previously, so it's a good sign towards the inflation of any country, right? So this data is basically a lineup towards it. So a data which comes lower than the previous rating is actually good for the economy. So that's why we saw euro moving towards the positive side, because the consumers predicted that the inflationary aspect in the economy is much lower than what it was before. So overall it shows growth of the economy, thereby promoting the European bank rates to look into a sizable consideration with regards to the interest rates.
Thank you, Rupal, for that fantastic explanation. And to wrap that up, what are the possible implications for a lower than expected CPI?
Yes. Whenever a data factor relating to a CPI, if it comes lower than expectations, it is actually good for the currency. So in today's case, because the CPI was much lower than what it was expected, it was good for the currency, which is euro, that is the affecting currency. And if at all that data would have been higher, then it would have been a toll over the currency. So because it denotes a major indicator of inflation in prevailing economy, so lower data means that the consumers are finding the pricing point at a much reasonable pricing. So it in a way shows that the currency is under control of the inflations. Thereby the interest rates are moderately controlled, and it overall favors the consumers. And if the consumers are favored, the currency gets stronger.
And what's the feedback that you receive from your traders when this happens?
Yes, absolutely. So traders are well prepared when some kind of a data is lined up. The traders there are two types of traders. Firstly, there are technical traders, and then there are fundamental traders. So major of these news is like a blend. It has a technical implication as well as it is fundamental analysis also. So whenever a data is about to release, because there are so many analysts which forecast a particular data's rate, right? The decision and the volatility is already observed in the market. So the traders start bidding on the forecasted pricing much before in time. So when the data is actually released, it's an absorbed kind of a volatility. So and the entire game then revolves around the retailers who wait for the data to come in and then place the trades.
So at the bottom.
Exactly.
Okay, fantastic. So now we've had news about CPI. Let's now talk about PPI. Can you explain to everyone what that is?
Sure. Just like how CPI relates to the consumer's price index, PPI is more towards the producer's price index, which means the manufacturers of these goods and services. So the data is equally important, equally a very crucial data for any economy indicators towards whether it is inflammatory or it is under control. So it is majorly taken from the manufacturers of goods and services who come up with the price points at what they are getting the raw materials from. So if the raw materials that they are purchasing is getting expensive, that means that price will be passed down to the consumers. So this is the data that the US economy captures month on month and year on year. So today's data that we had was a month on month data. And the previous forecast was 0% change. So there was absolutely no change in the price of goods and services from the manufacturer's point of view. But today's data is forecasted to be 0.2% of increase.
And how will that have an effect on the economy there? How would you
Absolutely.
explain this to traders and to your clients and to people out there that are really wanting to understand this before it happens, and
Absolutely.
rather than be reactive, actually process and do everything beforehand?
Yeah. So basically, because it's such a major data lineup for the day, where the end user will be having a slightly higher cost for the goods and services that he'll be paying for. So that means that the producers are getting it expensive, it is getting passed expensive to the consumer, so that there will be an inflation gap in the economy. So the prices of the end users' goods and services will be slightly expensive. So that shows that the US dollar might show a slight effect with regards to the data coming in positive for the end users, or it is negative for the end users.
And where can I look at viewers find this information out, as it's very crucial?
Absolutely. So there are many informative websites available to your rescue in case if you keenly want to monitor what's happening into the news forecast. So firstly, many investors look at investing.com, that is one of the highly viewed websites. You can even research on forexfactory.com, because that is particularly related to the currency data analysis. And we also have economics.com. So these three websites you can refer to in case if you want to see what's the data lineup. It doesn't show just for the day, but even for the weekend, thereby for a month. So you can be well prepared for any data that is coming out.
Fantastic. And I have another question, and obviously you're head of sales at CMS Prime, and you have your own clients as well. Are your sales account managers or relationship managers, they're obviously up to date on all this, and are they in touch with their clients, and are they constantly monitoring the market, and what do they do to help their clients underneath them?
Absolutely, because this is a major factor with the role that a relationship manager plays on the clients. Our relationship managers, my team is fully aware of what's happening during the day. So we have news briefings where we discuss about the major important data lineups for the day. And in case if we have any clients, because we do such a thorough profiling of our clients, and we know if the client is purely into the fundamental analysis of the market, the relationship manager ensures that a call goes to the client updating him about these important data lineups, so that it's like a customer delight to the our clients when they might go out of option of just going through and reading what's happening. We have our analyst data also report going to the clients every morning, so that keeps them updated about such important news, so that the opportunity is not lost.
Fantastic, and this is immensely valuable to anyone out there that's wanting to keep up with this type of news. You have somebody there doing the job for you. And as an extension to what Rupal just said, you can find CMS Prime market briefs on cmsprime.com. It is updated every single day. It's been researched very early in the morning, so you don't have to. You can go there, you can download it, you can check it out on LinkedIn. All the information is there for you. And if you would like to have an account manager, please be in touch with us through our socials. I'm sure we'll have it somewhere down here for you to check. And Rupal, you may speak to Rupal directly or any of her team. She's going to be happy to assist you.
Absolutely.